things are a mess.
Okay, Shonda, you ready? Hi, Miss KiKi. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm so happy to have you today.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's always a joy, always.
Yes, yes. So tell me, what have you been working on? I know that you all were actively working on getting some care packages out for your sickle cell, but I wanted to just check with you and see how that went and find out, some other things that you all have going on right now while we're dealing with COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Well, most importantly is that we are trying to do everything we can to positively, beneficially affect the sickle cell community here, especially in Los Angeles County, where we have a very large sickle cell patient population. So since we've always been a first responder to the needs of the sickle cell community, we have changed up, we've altered, we've progressed our major program, which is the crisis care backpack program. We've developed it now to be able to get it to our patients into the COVID-19 care relief box, which is the box, and that's what we're doing now. That's what we're working diligently on right now, is getting these boxes, these care relief boxes, to our sickle cell patients and families and caretakers, because if the caretakers get sick, it's going to have a direct effect upon patients and families.
So what, I guess for those that may be just joining us and just kind of learning about it, because of course it's been a few years and I was amazed at what actually you all were doing for sickle cell, but for those that may not be aware of the actual sickle cell disease, can you give us just a little background as to what that is?
It's a hereditary red blood cell disorder, where the two genes are disrupted. And if you have both of the genes, each gene is called a trait. If each parent has the trait, then each child that they have has a 1 in 4 chance of having a disease that we do not have a cure for, called sickle cell disease. And it is, as I said, is a genetic red blood cell disorder where the red blood cells come out of the bone marrow in distended shapes, stretched out, distended, because they don't carry enough oxygen in the red blood cells, because that's how the body gets oxygen, is through our red blood cells. So if the red blood cells are not oxygenated correctly, then they become very distorted and striated and pulled, where normal blood cells are very round and they are cushy and they bounce off of each other and can pass through the arteries and the veins and stuff in your body. But when you have cells that are not correctly formulated and shaped, they clog, they get together, and they're called sickle cell because it's a C shape, like a C. And if you imagine C's going through, they catch on each other. They catch, and they become clogs they become blockages in your veins and in your arteries. Therefore, the blood does not get to every part of your body. Oxygen, therefore, does not get to every part of your body, and you develop a crisis where things just stop functioning correctly.
Wow. Wow.
It's
as it relates to COVID, though, and the fact that that's attacking certain parts, respiratory and otherwise,
especially respiratory,
affecting this with those that have sickle cell?
Well, those that have sickle cell disease already have compromised immune systems, and respiratory systems is a major part of what happens with anybody that has sickle cell disease. So the advent of this COVID virus is just exacerbating an already existing problem. And we're doing everything we can to really keep our patients out of the hospital, keep them out of the way of this. So that's why we have developed this relief box, because it has certain things that keeps the patient's health in the best way it can. We have vitamin E's, we have different things that we have heating pads, we have blankets, we have caps, because sickle cell patients cannot deal with excessive heat, nor can they deal with excessive cold, because either one of those can send them into a crisis. So our care relief package is full of all kinds of things that will support not getting a crisis. But what we have added that I'm very proud of is that we've added face masks, We've added hand sanitizer. We've added gloves. We already had thermometers, soap so that you can keep your hands and things clean. We have pain relieving topical medications, vitamins, blankets, hats, socks, water bottles, hygiene packs. We're looking for laptops and computers because our patients, just like everybody else, are at home.
Okay.
They can't go to school to learn. It is imperative. And most of our, in California, a lot of our, I'd say predominantly the population come from low to moderate income families.
Okay.
So some families may not even have Wi-Fi or internet access or a computer, a laptop, tablet, anything to work on to keep up with their school. So we are looking for support in all of these areas to make sure that our sickle cell patients are in great health.
And that would be with your KISS Foundation, that those that would be looking to assist and getting more of the boxes and being able to get some of the materials, even the laptops. I know some years ago, as you said, some of my good friends, when we attended your event, donated some. So I'm hoping that I can put out another request, call to action for my friends to help and to get you some of the supplies you need. And now, will you all be adding what you need to your website or possibly to your social media pages so that people can kind of follow, or obviously your donation pages will be available so people will know exactly where to go to donate?
All of that is in place as we speak. You can go to www.thekisfoundation.org. And I like to remind everybody that there's only one S. It's not KISS like KISS. It's the KISfoundation.org. And you can find the donation page. You can find information about the COVID-19 care relief boxes that we are doing. I just wanted to show, I'm trying to see if I can
show us what you have.
This is our original backpack. You can see this is a big puppy.
Very nice.
This is our original backpack that had so many things, that the crisis care package program that carried so many things that we gave to all of our that's free to any sickle cell patient. This is our original package, but now we're transferring it over to this box. That we're filling everything that's in that backpack. We're putting in this box, as you see, is our crisis care package program that has now been added to be our COVID-19 relief, and that's where we need the laptops, the tablets, all of the products that's in this backpack. We're also putting in the box, but we're adding the COVID relief necessities like the masks, like the hand sanitizer and gloves. And if you don't mind, I want to give a big shout out to Linda Stokes, LSO, who one of my dearest friends, who provided the foundation with 100 masks for us to stick. Isn't that wonderful? Awesome. And also another great supporter of ours, Tinsy Taylor, who went and got the water, the bottles for us to put the hand sanitizer in and stuff so that we can, distribute it. We want everybody to have the best chance of surviving this COVID as possible. And because our patients do have already compromised immune systems, we want to do whatever we can to assist them to better health, a better quality of life.
So have you been checking on how the COVID has been affecting the sickle cell community, or those that carry that cell disease? Where are we with that?
Right now, on a national basis, we have 146, I think it's 146 patients that have contracted COVID-19. That's 146 too many.
Absolutely.
And we have 14 deaths.
Wow.
Every day that I go on the website to try to find out this information, my heart just skips. Just hoping that it's just at least staying. But we obviously are still on the way to reach a peak with sickle cell patients in this country that have 14 deaths. And I know when you think of this in terms of the amount of people all over the world that are dying, people might say, well, that's not that many, but one is too many.
Number is a number, right? Absolutely.
One is too many. So it's so imperative. Staying at home is very, very important. But it's imperative also that these patients have specific items that can help them to stay out of the hospital. It's a mission of safety. That's what we're on.
Yeah, because even going to the hospital is questionable at this moment.
We do not want sickle cell patients to have to go to the hospital.
Right.
It's like almost like a pathway to destruction. We're
Yes.
on a mission of safety to make sure that our patients, as best as possible, do not have to go to a hospital. And
Yes.
and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about sickle cell patients. They're so resourceful. They're so strong. This is one of the strongest communities I've ever had the privilege of working with. Sickle cell patients know what their bodies can take and what they can't take.
Okay.
And with a little assistance, they can really
They
take
can
care of a
fight.
lot of stuff. You know, if a
Yes.
crisis comes, a crisis comes. If you have a crisis and you have to go to the hospital, it will be dealt with. But in order to have the best guarantee that you don't have a crisis, our patients know how to take care of
They
themselves.
need their
They
essential.
just need some assistance. They need a boost. They need a hands up. And that's what the KISS Foundation really wants to do.
So you all were out yesterday delivering packages, and how was that? Were they excited to see you all? How many were you
Always.
able to get out?
Always. I was only able to get out 3 yesterday because
Okay.
the coordination of, getting people in, as I said before, people don't need to come out of their houses and stuff, and the distance, but to get to patients. But this coming Saturday, we're going to do a much bigger
Okay.
delivery. Thank goodness. But as always, our patients, one patient was not able to see us. His family had to see us, which is fine because he was on the computer working on school and stuff, and his family is wonderful. So they came out and
Okay.
they receive the backpack and stuff. It doesn't really matter who receives it as long as the patient gets it. But every patient is always thankful. I get so many wonderful emails back, and we have a survey that we put with the backpack to ask the patients, how did this backpack affect you? Was it positive?
Yes.
Did it give you what you needed? What would you suggest to improve it? And to the last one, we always get, this is very good. They love the Gatorade, which, praise God to Lynn Byers at 7-Eleven. She is so wonderful. She has always supported us with that. They love the products. And there's a difference, between adults and children. What adults need and what children need sometimes differs slightly. So we try to gear the backpacks according to what a patient is getting. A 7-year-old will want to have, some fun things in there that a 25-year-old is long past. So we try to gear them to the patient that's receiving the backpack. But we've never had a negative reaction ever.
I would assume not. I would think that they would all be excited and thankful. Now, when you say there's a difference between the younger bag and the adult bag, as it relates to like the heating and the cooling and that's all still the same.
That's
Everything
stable.
is just,
Yes,
okay.
that's
All
stable.
right.
Now, I will say, let's say if we have a patient, a 30-year-old adult patient, there are different sizes of heating pads.
Okay.
Where if we have a 5-year-old may not need the extra large heating pad, but the 30-year-old would, because their back is large and stuff. So
Sure.
slight things like that we try to make sure that we adhere to. But the products are for patients across the board. Normally, we might put a coloring book or game that a kid would enjoy that an adult would need something else. We might put stickers. We might put different kind of enjoyable things that were different, but the products are the same. Would you like to see some of the products?
I would. And tell us again, while you're pulling them out, your website, so that anyone that wants to follow, support, make certain that they got the information.
The website is www.thekisfoundation.org. When you go on, you'll see there's an area that is a big post about the COVID-19 relief box. And it'll tell you exactly where to go to donate, but it also will let you know what's within the box. Now, let's just start with this one.
Okay.
First of all, I'm so proud. We have our blanket. Oh, it's so heavy. Things are so tight.
Now, is that a plug-in blanket, or is that just?
No, this is just a basic blanket that the KiKi Foundation, because a lot of people, you can't take electronic things with you everywhere.
Okay.
But if you're traveling somewhere and it gets to be, the temperature drops, like here in California, the temperature was 90 degrees last week. Now it's dropped down to 70s, and at night it's between 50 and 60. So you have a basic blanket. It's a very large blanket too. It's not a little small one. You have your basic blanket. And then we have here, this is our heating pad.
Okay.
Heating pad. They come in different sizes with three different control switches. Okay, here we go. Word puzzles, because I don't know if you know, but the brain, when the oxygen doesn't get to the brain, it can cause brain damage. So this is to stimulate brain energy, brain usage, to just make you. It's a stimulant. Exactly. Yes. It's a stimulant to keep your brain working. So we have that. We have different kind of bottles that you can put different kind of products in. One of these bottles will contain the astringent in the COVID relief.
Yes.
We have games. We have Uno.
I love Uno. Oh my gosh, I love Uno.
You know how wonderful Uno is. We have
thermometers. I love it.
Make sure you have your temperature taken at all times. We have vitamin E ointment because the skin can get dried out and stuff from sickle cell crisis stuff. Vitamin E ointment, yes. Body wash. Make sure you keep yourself clean.
Wow.
And this is a good size body wash because we want our patients to make sure they have enough over a period of time. This is not something that will keep you for a week. This box is meant to give you support for a while.
Yes.
Socks, wool caps.
Stay warm. Okay.
In case you do have to go into the hospital, the hospital is very cold.
Yes.
So we don't want cold coming from the top or the bottom. Sponges to wash with, toothbrush, toothpaste. These are just basic necessities.
Hygiene. Mm-hmm.
Hygiene, yes. Gatorade, stress balls, cocoa butter.
Amazing! That is awesome.
Body heat, things to pad for you to just put on different areas and stuff to keep your body to keep your blood from becoming knotted and having clots, so that you do not have a crisis. Pencils, pens, fruit, snack bars, headbands, earphones, pill pack.
Oh my goodness, that's Christmas.
Pens and pencils. Now let me go to the front.
There's more.
There's more.
We definitely are going to call to action.
You know, Q-tips, tissues, deodorant, immune.
I love that. Emergency. Yes, I love it.
So important. Prevention is so important, don't you think?
Yes, yes.
Pencil sharpeners, vitamin E sticks just for your lip. There's so many things that we
everyone hydrated. Mm-hmm.
Spoke to patients about what and then of course mouthwash. We spoke to patients to find out what it is that they needed. Originally, this started with what they would need in a hospital to supplement what you would get in a hospital, but it has expanded so much more to what you need at home. One young man said to me that one of his testimony was that he was so excited about the backpack because it was a great backpack, first of all. But the thing was is that he could keep it right there at his door so that anything he needed is right there. And if he needed to go to the hospital, he could scoop it up and take it with him and bring it back home for anything that he didn't need. It ended up being a before, during, and after crisis backpack.
All right.
And now, before, we don't even say during, but before and after any attack.
And ongoing, because you definitely have covered a lot in that bag. That is awesome. And I am hoping that those that may be watching today will definitely go to your website and support. And in that spirit, I have a group that I've engaged with. They have an app. And with that app, they can add your organization to the app. And so as people shop, they can actually go and elect to donate, be it the change from their transaction or just a round number. They can go in and donate at any time as they're shopping to your organization. So we're going to definitely make sure that you get that, so that you are working with these young people and adult people, that they can continue to get the things that they need. And I'm hoping that maybe even some of the other brands that are watching what you're pulling out of the bag, it will allow for them to say, hey, we'll send you something.
Oh my goodness gracious, that is so wonderful. You know, because each bag, the cost of each bag just to buy the products outright is approximately between $350 $400. We can juggle back and forth different things, but at least $350 for each bag. So wow. to give to 100 patients, that's a good chunk of money.
Yes, absolutely.
Just to get those products. So we are very, very appreciative of any support that we get.
Absolutely, absolutely in this time. Mm-hmm.
And we thank you for shedding light on this, Valencia. This is so wonderful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I was amazed, even from the time that I attended the first event. I will admit, I was not versed on what this disease was and, how it adversely affects individuals, the body. So when I found out about it, even though we were partying with a purpose, I still thought about it. And I was just like, this is something that you don't hear about as much as you hear about you know, some of the others. So
Exactly.
with that being said, it's just, you know, in the nature to say, let's make certain that these folks that are struggling possibly now during the time where this is an immune situation, to be able to say, you know, let's bring some light to it so that others
Let's bring
can
some
be
light
aware
to
as
it.
well. Because others may
Exactly.
not know about actually what this disease is and how it affects those folks. And I know that you were planning some events, and unfortunately, COVID has now changed that whole thing, because we used to do something which was the
Bowling.
yes.
But now we do golf. But now we do
Oh,
golf.
okay.
We know we did that bowling for 15 straight
Yes.
years. It was just wonderful. People are still asking about it. But now the Kiss Foundation's major fundraiser is our celebrity golf classic.
Okay.
And yes, and it's scheduled for October 12th, but who knows what the world is going to be on October 12th. So, and we really, even though we are looking forward, and then also our evening of comedy, which is always in November, produced and sponsored by our great friends, Vanessa Bell Calloway and Dr. Anthony Calloway. Even though those things are still something we would want to do, we're looking at right now what our patient community needs right now. And what
Okay.
they need right now is support.
Yes.
But if God willing, we're able to do any kind of fundraising events, we will be back on the board. But
Yes.
until such time as we know our community is strong and safe and healthy, that is our focus.
And we'll just have to get creative, even if it's virtual. We'll have to have maybe a virtual party online, and everybody just get together like we're doing now.
I would
And
love to see virtual golf.
well,
That's
listen,
the
remember
challenge.
the Wii? Remember the Wii when there
Oh,
was a game?
I
And
do
so
remember that.
so we can set up tournaments where we can order the Wii.
But listen, you know
Say
what?
you
It's
you
possible.
go for an hour, and then let me know when you're ready. We'll pass it through the screen to the next
Anything
set
is
of people.
possible, baby. Anything
Yes,
is possible.
yes, I love it. We may have to get creative just
Yes.
in case and come
No,
up with something
it's
that you
no
can have as
question we
a
will have to
virtual
get
event.
creative. No question we will have to get creative because, you know, but special times require special things. You have to decide how you're going to maintain, continue to help and aid and benefit those that are in need of help, no matter what else is happening in the world. And I particularly, just to let you know, I'm just so excited that I know how to do Zoom meetings
Yeah,
now.
see, it does have its upside. I guess
Yes, it
all
does.
of us have learned how to communicate, use this as a platform to be able to talk about things. I mean, of course, you and I were on the phone, and I'm saying, wait, let's move this here, and
Let's
then
move
in
this here,
hopes that
right?
let's move somewhere else so that we can get you and those patients that the things that they need. So definitely, you know, unfortunately, it is a COVID situation, and there are people that are suffering from that, but we all at least in my circle, are trying to stay positive and optimistic and saying, let's use this time to be able to lean in and make some things happen, you know, so
Uh-huh.
that we can say at this point, when we come out of this, you know, we did our work. We did
We
our
did our
work.
work.
We did
We
our
did
work.
when we called, we stepped up. You know,
We
I think
stepped
about
up.
all of the frontline people that are just working so hard. The least we
Oh,
can do
yes.
is our part. The least
Our
we can do
part.
is our part to not give them, to help in any way we can, to not give them any more people that they have to take care of. If we can do anything on the outside of the hospital to make sure, like for me, that sickle cell patients do not go into the hospital, I think it
Yes.
is my responsibility. It is my calling to do that. You know, because I carry the sickle cell trait. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
People often ask me why I chose sickle cell
Yes.
disease as my charity of choice, because this all happened, you know, when I was doing Showtime at the Apollo, and I was in everybody's living room every weekend. And
Yes.
thank you, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord, for that. It was a blessing.
Yes.
But then I found out by going to a golf tournament in the Bahamas about sickle cell disease, and immediately went to the National Association and told them, I want to stand with you. Utilize me in the way you can, and work with them for 10 years. But I found out I had the trait and was told, don't worry about it. It would never bother you. But of course, that was incorrect information. And as years have passed, I have found that the sickle cell community is one of the most resilient, one of the most loving, caring, but
Wow.
underserved, and often forgotten.
Yes.
Which is why I'm so grateful to you for allowing us to have this conversation, because I want to
We'll
keep the
have
lid.
more. We'll have
Good.
more.
We
Yes.
need to
And we'll
keep the
have more.
lens
We'll
on there,
expand
just
on
like,
this platform.
yes, just like diabetes, just like
Yes.
cancer, just like
Yes.
any loss of any person in any medical community because of something that's affecting them is a loss too many. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Now,
thank you
with
so
you
much.
carrying the trait, you have not had any episodes.
Well, now we're finding out that I've not had a crisis,
Okay.
but we're finding out that with the trait, it can affect you. I have a lot of difficulty with joints in my body, knees,
Okay.
elbows, wrists, all those things. But then also was a dancer for 30 years. So that, it could be a combination of all of that.
Sure.
But we're finding, we have found out as time goes by that people with sickle cell trait can have a lot of similar symptoms. We don't
Okay.
go into a crisis. We are blessed. Thank God. I am blessed to not have the
Yes.
disease, but
Yes.
but we are learning more and more and more each day from medical research what sickle cell is all about.
Absolutely. And we thank you for being a part of that and actually, I guess, champion that and allowing for people to relate it to you, like you said, through, the education that you're
Yeah.
providing for people to be able to use that, because it may have gone unnoticed thereafter, unless some others maybe step up that have the trait or actually have the disease and say, hey, listen, I've been carrying this for years, and this is
Years.
how I've been able to, cope and do the things that I will do. I
Yes.
know when you talked about it that day at the bowling alley, and the young man came out and was saying that he sometimes couldn't get to class. I don't know what that was that just sat with me at
Didn't
that
it?
time. And I was like, what do you mean? What is happening to your body that you can't
Yes.
get up out of the bed sometimes?
Go
And
to
I'm
class.
saying, because you just never know. And we have things that go on in our day to day, and we think everything is fine. Everybody is, and then when
Yeah.
something like this happens,
Yeah.
then we pay attention. And then you don't
Yeah.
want it to be that
You don't want to wait until something
detrimental.
terrible happens.
Yes,
Something
yes,
detrimental, something terrible, something that you're like, oh no, I wish it happened. You don't want to wait to that. You want to
that's
try
right.
to do something to prevent. That's
Yes,
one thing that I think is important is preventive care. Not
yes,
only protective, but that's what the care relief, the COVID-19 care relief box, it is to be preventive as well as protective.
yes,
The mask and gloves and hand sanitizer are preventive to keep patients from contracting, to give patients a little bit more security when they go out into the world, that they are keeping themselves protected from something that is so invasive. Oh my goodness gracious, this
yes,
COVID-19 thing is so invasive, but we're going to stand up and we're going to fight it. We're going to
that's
make
right.
sure that we do everything we can to come out on the other side.
That's right. And you're making the steps now, which is awesome. Now, I know that they announced that California may have a little longer.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen. We're all going to go crazy. We're going to be lunatics to a certain extent. But I do believe that for us to open up this Los Angeles County, for us to open it up, and then to come back and have a greater degree of loss of life is just foolish.
Yes.
We have a brain. That's why we are the more intelligent
Yeah,
of
the
the
leaders
species.
were supposed to be.
Okay, we have a brain. Facts are facts. If certain things happen, if you do this and this happens, look at it, remember it. Don't repeat a mistake. Do the best that you can with whatever you are given, but
Yes.
remain positive. Keep a good heart. Remain helpful. You have to think positive because there's so many things that could bring you down. And when you bring your heart and spirit down, that opens up your body to even more negative things entering.
Yes.
So
Something
if we
simple
have to
as
stay
stress.
inside, truly. But I think that the restrictions, I don't think it's just like straight up, we can't do anything for 3 months. I think the restrictions will be lessened over the 3-month period.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Los Angeles County is a very large county. It's larger than some, cities.
And it's so transient. I think that is the main thing. So many people are in and out from so many
Yes,
different countries, so many
yes,
different places.
yes.
That's what they're really probably, paying attention to, is the crowds that you all
Yes.
actually would be in
You
for
know,
everything.
Disneyland,
Everything.
baby. Disneyland. Disneyland brings people from around the
The
world on a
world.
constant
Yes.
basis.
Yes.
The world,
No.
not
So
the
that
country,
might be a
the
place that needs
world.
to stay closed. Yeah. That and the Staples Center,
And the Staples Center.
unfortunately.
You
Because
know,
everybody is there.
And I'm
So
just like, oh my God, basketball. And then,
I
oh,
know.
I'm a
I,
girl from Texas. I love my football. I'm a Texas girl. I
yeah,
love it.
any of the stadiums, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Concerts, things like that, because you just don't know who is in your immediate vicinity or who was there or who you passed by, so in terms of the whole lockdown that is saying that we're going to be, that the stay-at-home order is going to be extended for another few months, we just have to deal with it and hope and pray that the numbers start declining so that the release comes
No.
faster than we
Yeah.
expected,
Yeah.
because
How
if
are
we
the
stay at
numbers
home,
now? Do you know? Have
the
you checked on
numbers
them?
are, we still had, I was listening earlier, we still had a good number of people that died this past week and stuff, but we still are sort of, we're like this, we're at a plateau, but it's a plateau that does this. It's not just this, because in any week, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen after Memorial Day weekend. That to me, I think will be a telling 2 weeks after Memorial Day. So let's say mid-June, I think we will have a really good idea of how this county, how this area, this city of Los Angeles is dealing with this, because I'm pretty certain it'll be 80 or 90 degrees by that
I
time.
wasn't even thinking about the beach. I wasn't even thinking about Memorial Day. And now you just said that. I'm like,
That is the
gotta
next
get to,
big challenge. That's the
yes,
next big challenge. They're individually, people will do what they want to do individually.
sure,
But
sure.
on mass, Memorial Day weekend, I pray that everybody remains conscientious and decides, okay,
You better
I'm gonna
barbecue at
bite the
home,
bullet. Barbecue at home. I'm gonna bite the
barbecue at
bullet.
home.
I'm gonna bite the bullet, and I'm not going to allow what I want to take over with what I need to do.
And what you understand needs to be health conscious at this point.
Yes.
Beyond Memorial Day, we cannot risk getting sick on Memorial Day to have a good time. To
Well,
now,
the everything is opening up on the 15th, so Memorial Day is 2 weeks past that, so we will have some numbers on Memorial Day also that will give us a good idea.
well, I'm on the East Coast and here actually in Virginia, and they're opening Friday, like a few more days from now. And I saw
Okay.
people out today, like cleaning the tables, they're ready to get going. And I'm saying, no, I don't want any parts. I'm like, oh, are you sure we're going to do this? Like, no, because
Yes.
our numbers are changing. I mean, just in the last week and a half, it's been 200 more deaths. So
Yes.
it hasn't slowed down. I
No,
mean,
that's what I
we
told
didn't have a
you. It's a
large
plateau,
number,
but it's
but
like this. It's a fluid plateau. It's not solid, because we are humans. People are going to jump out and do what they feel like they have to do and feel like that they're taking as much precautions as possible and they're doing everything they need. But then this other person over here is doing the same thing, thinking the same thing. And it
with the
just ends
mask
up,
on and coughing in the grocery store. I'm saying, do you know? Do you understand? Why are you in here?
why are you in here? Why are you in? Well, but then we also have to maintain the fact that sometimes things happen, like a cough can happen because you swallow the wrong way, or a cough can happen because you inhaled as you were trying to. So just because somebody coughs, we still have to maintain control
It
over our
scares me.
emotions and our thoughts.
It scares
I
me.
know. I know.
It's like, soon as you hear it, everybody's looking at the person like, did you just do that?
And like you said, why are you in here? I was
Why
in
are
this.
you in here?
I was in the store and there was this man. He had his earphones and he was talking loud. And he was going up like that. He was just talking, had on no mask, nothing. And I just stood there and looked at him and I said, well, now you being in the store without a mask is one thing. You being in the store talking on your phone is another thing. You've been in the store talking on your phone loud and crazy and running around all the things is an even worse thing. I
That's
just had to
right.
stop.
Just a disease
Just stop.
waiting to happen.
You
Get
just have
out.
to stop and let, if something bothers you, stop and let it pass. But please don't try to force people to come over to what you think, because everybody has a right to think what they want to think. But if like for me, I know how I feel. I know what I want to accomplish. I know how I want to live. So I just make sure I keep myself in a place where I am not bothered. You know what I'm saying? I just let go and let God. Just
That's it.
keep a peaceful spirit, a peaceful thought in my mind and my heart. And then hopefully I can do something to help others.
And all it will do is manifest. And what you give out will spread, and it will be all good.
I hope so. That's what I'm praying, that it will multiply.
Yeah,
It'll be
that's it.
all good.
Well, it got to me, and I'm on the East Coast, so you're doing well.
I thank you so much for this. This is great. Oh, wait, now we have to toast. Wait, let me get my drink.
Okay.
I have mango juice.
All right, and they know what I have, champagne.
Toast.
All right, and
Yes.
I do appreciate you.
As I appreciate you, and I appreciate
Yes.
you doing this and shedding a light on sickle cell disease and
Yes,
our
and we will
struggle
do
during
more.
COVID-19.
Yes,
Thank
we
you
will
so
do
much.
more. You're
And to
so
anybody that does come and assist us in any way, we say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you from the KISS Foundation, our board of directors. Thank you so much from the sickle cell community and all of the families, patients, and caretakers. It takes a village.
Yay.
Yay!
Yes. All right. Good to see you. And we
too,
will
darling.
do big virtual hugs for now until we set up our virtual golf tournament.
Okay. Don't start now. Don't start. You got me thinking already.
There's somebody out there that's going to help us with that.
I know.
Don't
They're
worry
already
about it.
thinking. They already said, okay, we can do this, we can do that.
Or did that crazy girl say that y'all were going to do something virtual? Yes, I did.
But you know what? By October, well, first of all, in California, I know the golf courses are already open. So it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to do it so that we keep everybody as safe as possible.
Yeah,
but
maybe it'll have to be 2 days or something so you can make the group smaller.
But most importantly, we want to continue to raise awareness.
Yes.
And continue to impact the social awareness and the health
Absolutely.
and happiness of the sickle cell community. That's
Absolutely
what we want to do.
Yes. Once again, thekissfoundation.org.
The KIS Foundation. www.thekisfoundation.org.
All right.
Help us to help others. We really appreciate it.
Yay. All right. Thank you, Miss KiKi.
Thank you, my darling. You too.
Bye.
Be safe, sane, and healthy.
Yes, you as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.